update the group, as many of you guys already know, Kyrie has spent the last few days visiting with a specialist, and it's been determined that he will have arthroscopic surgery on his shoulder and be out for the remainder of the season. So he's obviously upset about this, and we're here to support him, support the process, moving forward with him and the rehabilitation. He saw specialists, including our own people at HSS, and it's been a group consensus that at this point in time and this juncture that this is the best course of action.
The arthroscopic surgery, I assume there's no damage to the rotator cuff. I know this is just...
Yeah, look, I'm not going to get into details now because he's still looking at, evaluating what his options may be over the next couple of days. But, in terms of, he is having surgery and he'll be out for the remainder of the season.
How long is the rehab process, as far as you know?
I think that's something that'll have to be determined once, with all surgeries, once somebody goes in there and takes a look at it, and then you evaluate how long this rehab is. But this is, something that he should be back in plenty of time to be, working out this summer and be ready for obviously for next season.
Was there any consideration of another cortisone shot to try and get through the season? Or?
No, I think we look at our players' long-term health as a number one priority, and Kyrie has been, adamant, like with the rest of us, that he was going to take one cortisone shot, see where it goes, and we're looking at the big picture here. We're not looking at the next 2-3 months. We're looking at the next 2-3 years.
Sometimes with an impingement, it requires a bone to be shaved so that they're not contacting each other. Is that basically?
No, look, I'm not going to get into the details. It's far above my pay grade here, and that'll be up for the specialists to determine, once they get in there. But, again, I think it's a relatively straightforward procedure, but once they get in there, they'll figure it all out.
How did it get to the point where only a couple weeks ago he was playing, he wanted to come back, and now he needs surgery?
Yeah, I think Kyrie even mentioned a couple of times, he's been playing through pain. He's been playing, and we got to give him a lot of credit for that, pushing through, and he wants to be out there with his guys. And it gets to the point where you say enough is enough. And look, again, it goes to long-term health, and the best prognosis for him right now is going to be like, look, let's shut him down and get this taken care of once and for all.
Sean, obviously you knew coming into the season you weren't going to have Kevin with his stomach surgery for the whole year. Is it disappointing that you haven't got a better look at Kyrie with the rest of your group in terms of figuring out how they fit together and the way you're going to move forward with everybody?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'd be lying if I said, I wish all our guys were healthy for the whole time. I mean, it's in essence, it's been a kind of a little bit of a roller coaster year when you've had, Karis out as well. So you've had multiple guys that have had these sort of strange, unforeseen injuries. But again, I have utmost confidence in former staff, our doctors, all the specialists that we've used as well, and also the guys that have fought hard in their rehabilitation, and that's obviously it's been led by Kevin over the course of the last 4 or 5 months while he's been in there.
Sean, was there any conversation when he was out November, December about getting surgery then instead of getting the cortisone shot at all and just being perfectly healthy?
Yeah, I think with all those things, we look at all our options, and ultimately, the player decides. He looks at all the options on the table, and again, this goes back to Kyrie wanting to give it his all and see if he can get out there. And I think with surgery's your last option, your last resort. You never want to say, well, let's just go have surgery right now. So, I think he exhausted that. I give him a lot of credit for trying the cortisone shot first, and then continue to go out there and play and contribute as much as he could.
Just to clarify, this definitely would rule him out for the remainder of the season, right?
Yes, he's done. He's done for the season.
And when you talk about long-term projections, you said it's a fairly straightforward procedure. Is it the type of thing that you can be confident that there won't be a recurrence, and that this will fix it permanently? Do you have a projection?
I think I'm not going to speculate on long-term, short-term, those kinds of things, especially when it comes to surgery and things like that. So I think this is going to be something that more details will be given once he's had the surgery, and then we'll go from there.
The long-term view, how do you view this pairing of Kyrie, Spencer, and Karis? And I don't know if you heard about what Kyrie said, that he thinks you guys need another piece or two. What do you think about those comments?
Well, I think it's we're very fortunate to have the group we have, and I think with Karis and Spencer and Kyrie, and there's a lot of weapons out there, and those guys, we've seen them play really well together. Obviously, it hasn't been as many games, and they haven't had the opportunity to do it as much as we'd have liked. But at the end of the deal, this is a great opportunity for Spencer and Karis to continue this season, and rest assured that just like Kevin's been doing for the first part of the season, Kyrie will be doing the same, coaching from the sidelines and helping these guys in practice and so forth. So there's definitely some invaluable information that we can be getting from those guys, and our team can be benefiting from.
Understanding that this team is now a little bit more built for stability than flexibility, with kind of the contracts, the way they're lined up. How much harder did this make the deadline, and how much harder will this make this summer when you really haven't had a good look at what your roster is or what your team on the floor?
Yeah, look, absolutely, Brian. We always evaluate everything, and for sure, when you don't have a massive sample size, that's going to make things a little bit difficult. But again, that's what we're here to do. That's what analytics does. That's what scouts do. That's what my front office group does. And so far, again, utmost confidence in that we're right on schedule and on target to go and put a contender out there. That's been the goal all along.
And you've talked about how even in Kevin's situation, it's a player's decision. We've seen he's been making progress. But with no Kyrie, did that kind of put the nail in the coffin in terms of any consideration of him coming back this year?
Yeah, I think we've been pretty much up front right from the get-go that Kevin was going to be out for the year. I don't think you've ever heard from us that there was a chance he was coming back. So nothing's changed on that front. Kevin certainly remains out.